Welcome in, everybody. It's the coach. This is Madden.
The coach, as you know, being over in Orlando, still a bit warm here in Florida, but really all things considered, a wonderful fall afternoon for football here in Tampa at Raymond James Stadium. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between our visitors and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Ready up. Mike 51. Got stage situation. Let's go.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down.
Okay, partner, a couple points of interest right here, all right? Offensively, we see that they came out throwing the football, but maybe more importantly, the blitz that came defensively, they got right after it.
And you were telling me pregame before we came on air, you think this is something we could see a lot.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it because this is a unit that wants to play the game on their terms.
And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Well executed there on second down, so do you go back to the air on third?
Well, that's a possibility, but now you've opened up things to where you showed that you would run the ball in long-distance situation. You might come back again because I doubt they believe you'll do it a second time.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
And third down is a key down in any game you play, and third down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. This is taken at the 18. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. So here are the Bucs now to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their 6'6" quarterback.
And I liked what his head coach told us about him this week, that no matter what happens, whether he throws 7 interceptions or 7 touchdown passes, he's the same assertive leader in the huddle on each and every play. He can throw the 7 interceptions, just blame the football, blame anything else, and still carry himself like he is the man.
It's like you, assertive in our production meetings.
Well, especially when we're talking about ordering dinner, ordering
I was just going to say.
That's where I go.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. First down, Tampa Bay there, a gain of 13.
That's a very nice game there, a confidence-building run. Love the execution up front, and the way he pressed the hole, absolutely perfect.
What we got? What we got? What we got? Spot! Shoot!
Tomlinson again, a first down carry. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 34. 17 yards on the play and a Buccaneer first down. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the second and the third levels. You know, get to linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. On first and 10, Herbert firing quickly here, and that's complete. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up second and 6.
53's the mic. 53. Check 53. Hey, tank.
Second and 6. That's complete. It's Collins. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Down. 70. Indy. 53. Mike 53. Go, go, go. Jim. Look at me. Go. Ready.
Now Tomlinson on first and 10. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
Taken down at the 19-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up second and 7 at the 19-yard line.
the outlaw. Get that quarterback. Coaching spell. D-line, get that quarterback. Check 50, check 50. Check 99, check 99. He's coming, he's coming, he's coming. Check 3, check 3.
And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up first and goal. Well, CD, a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also...
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here are visitors to take over on offense. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how the defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
So if they open things up, let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. The numbers on the ground for Montgomery in last week's affair. 14 carries, 74 yards, and a touchdown.
They've lost a bunch of games in a row now. They've got to start thinking a little bit differently, maybe a little bit outside of the box. Find other ways to move the football. I don't know if you're going to do it through the air or maybe change up how you establish your run game.
Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on third down conversions to start this thing. Well, that'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now the Buccaneer offense set to take over again. Now they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
But you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. It means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
53, check 53. Hey, pick your game up. Out. Pilot, 64, weak. Let's go. Hey, we got Mike. Go.
Looking to throw on second down. Herbert. Quick hitter here, it's complete. 7 yards there and a first down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Leo. Hey, look, 3. Shoot.
This is Tomlinson, and he'll get 2, maybe 3, up near the 37.
Ready. 10 Nova. X3. 218, chopper. Hey, Echo. Lead dribble.
To throw on second down. Herbert. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A big play there. His 6th touchdown of the season as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? and off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Lutz good on the extra point, and it's now 14-0. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it ends with a touchdown for the Bucs. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is fielded at the goal line. And he will be marked down right there at the 20-yard line.
Here we go. Here we go.
So here are visitors to take over on offense. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. He'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jalen Ferguson, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. So here are the Bucs to take over on offense. They're working on a 4-game winning streak, and they lead this one as well right now as they start 1st and 10. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Check hot route. Hot. Kill.
Now it's Tomlinson. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Watch the
Hey, Sam off.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Herbert. And a quick throw here, that's complete. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a 1st down.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or a man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Switch.
6-6, bullet high. Mike 27.
Go.
Operating from the gun. Herbert. And that'll be incomplete. Well, prior to that, he had hit his first 6 passes to start the game, so on a nice little run to begin.
It feels like this offense has carried its dress rehearsal into the game. You know, because you do practice it, you do go through it, and in this case, it is clicking exactly like they drew it up.
And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. The 1st down line at the 34 here on 3rd down.
Man up, D.
Hey, exit.
27. I got one. Switch. Back.
Get it.
From the gun, Herbert. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll send you cross-state to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have all the stats and all the scores from games going on during another busy Sunday in the National Football League. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Here they come, 2nd and 10 now from the 10. 2nd and 10. It's caught. Here's Langford. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
18 Gators.
First down, San Diego.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jalen Ferguson in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 now on the season. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. They'll look to throw here. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Bucs forced to use their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And on now is the punter. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the first.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
Nice play there to force the incompletion, and to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Mike 27, Mike 27. Watch the curl, watch the curl, watch the curl. Watch, hey, lock it.
From the gun on third down. Herbert. And he's got his tight end, Oliver. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a first down.
Down. 18 Gator.
Number 53, Mike 53. Danny. Big dash. Come. He's checking. Crash. You go tight.
Get it.
To throw on second down. Herbert incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now.
From the contact. DeAndre Baker there defensively.
So on third down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this score will stay right where it is.
And this is one of the risks you run when you attempt a long field goal. If you miss, the defense takes over at the spot of the placement. So now they've got a chance to get one more drive in before halftime.
And now this throw incomplete, and that is how this first half will come to an end. So we now proceed to the start of the second half. The Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start in the third quarter. And the last go-around for them, they tried that really, really long field goal, couldn't connect.
And in retrospect, I think a lot of people would say, well, why would you try one that long? You hurt yourself in field position. The ball comes out, there. That only helps the other team. But I look at it as maybe it was a double shot of confidence. Confident the kicker could make it. And even if he missed, confident in their defense that they could hold him.
They've got the lead early here in the third quarter, and runs like that are how they establish that lead in the first half.
I love the fact that you're using the word lead because they are leading from the front, pounding on the defense right now with the running game, and truly establishing themselves here in the second half.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
Alert, alert. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. You're out. Check. Hey. Hit it.
On second down, it's Tomlinson. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
Watch the safety creep. Check it out, read.
Ready?
Throwing on first down. Herbert firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
Hey, orbit.
2nd and 3. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
53. It's our time. It's our time, guys. It's our time. 53 is the mic. 53 is the mic. 6 man. Check curls. Check curls. Check curls.
Check. Crouch. Hey, box drop. Tight dog. Now.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Oliver, the tight end, making the catch. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. That's good for a Buccaneer first, a pickup of 12 yards. This quarterback now 11 of 15 through the air. Here's 1st and 10.
Hey, check Mike 27. Check.
Operating from the gun. Herbert, he'll take a shot for the end, and he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. As his guys are in for 6 as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's
On the ready.
the offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Well, they certainly haven't been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got just pin their ears back and get after him now.
And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Taking it about the 16. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Go!
Watch out.
General West.
Shit. Slam.
Shoot.
Again, it's Tomlinson. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30.
That's it, baby.
That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
Well, partner, I guess sometimes it's just a matter of philosophy. Some say run it until they absolutely stop you, and others say, well, when you think they're about to stop you, fool them a little bit. I guess they should have tried to fool them on that play.
Hey, Haywood.
53's a mark. 53. Check 53. Let's go.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Check Mike 27. Check Mike 27. Drop deep.
Mike 27.
Hey, let's get in there.
Look at me. Door.
Fresno.
Lee Griffin.
To throw on third down. Herbert. And this is going to be incomplete. First quarter, Charles, you really emphasized the importance of winning the turnover battle as a visiting team, as an underdog. They haven't forced a single turnover in this game.
And right now they're losing, so no turnovers might lead to no victory.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. So here are visitors to take over on offense. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jalen Ferguson in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for it.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be third down.
Pass complete, but no gain.
No yards.
Yeah.
So you file that as unsuccessful.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Except on the stats. Throwing the ball.
Get a completion.
You get a catch.
Yeah.
But still,
no yardage.
Okay.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
They bring their punter out there now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fielded at the 33. Great blocking, nearly sprung him there. 28-yard return. And the Buccaneer offense will be set up well as they take over. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Mike 53. Check tight end. Check tight.
Leo.
Tomlinson. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. Good gain there on first down. That keeps him in a running situation, probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3. The Bucs on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll try and pick it up with Tomlinson. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. Nothing fancy really on either side. They were just trying to punch it between the tackles, but could not get it done.
That felt very old schoolish, didn't it? Because we always talk about how we spread it out on offense nowadays and try and create some running lanes. That one was really tight. Go get it. A big pile of bodies. Didn't quite get there.
And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that, but by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down. They run on first down as they're able to get this forward for about 4. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. On 2nd down, Tomlinson. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first. They go again to Tomlinson. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up the 4th down.
We've seen this offense go for it on 4th down already on this drive. I wonder if they'll go for it again.
We certainly wouldn't rule it out with these guys. They converted once earlier in this drive, but they'll roll the dice here again on 4th down. They're running. Tomlinson. And nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped behind the line. The Bucs try it on 4th down, but come up empty. And as a result, possession switches hands. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed. It's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the postgame press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it? We need the points, okay? Because you never know at the end of the year if points are going to come into the tiebreaker if we're trying to get into the playoffs. That's always the standard justification.
He'll look to throw. This complete to Langford. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41.
60 on. 56. Let's go one more. Now.
They'll set up a throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Back to throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Back to throw here. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes.
Check 37. Check 37. Check 13. Check 13. Check. Check. Check.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
80 weapon.
Check 3. Check 3.
SOS. 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 SOS.
Get it.
That one looks like he'll throw here. This one caught by his tight end, Oliver. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. And they just took a timeout with 2 seconds to go. This one obviously decided. Not sure they needed to take it, but we'll take it with them. And they're left looking at 3rd and 8 after the 2nd down pass play only went for 2.
No. He's coming. Double up. He's coming.
Go on.
Check.
Look at me. Door. Hey, go.
From the gun, Herbert. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Kenny Moore.
Hey, let's go. Interception. All day, baby.
So time has run out on what will be a Tampa Bay victory. And this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
No, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did.